Gwen, sorry to bother you. Are you at home right now?
I'm home. What's wrong, Mom?
Today, your dad is going to get Cameron from school, right?
Yes? Is he not able to go today now?
That's what it looks like. So I was wondering if instead of him, could you go and get Cameron from school?
Sure. In just 1 hour, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry for always having to ask you.
Why are you apologizing to me, Mom? It's Dad's fault that he didn't keep his promise to you.
I'm sure it is his fault. But I'm not able to go and get Cameron either, so I feel a little at fault here as well.
But when you're home, you always go and get him from school every time. Whenever Dad's supposed to be home, he never sticks around the house and then breaks his promise of going to get Cameron.
It's really not a good thing to break promises like your dad does. But I think the reason for it is your dad's job. He's a lot more busy than we think. But that does not mean he gets a pass to not always keep his promise, and then ends up having to go and get your brother. I'm really sorry for asking you again.
I don't mind at all. How about this? How about if I have to start getting him more often, you and Dad start paying me more for my allowance? I would be very happy.
Well, right now it's a bit of an emergency, so I'm not sure you get a raise. But your dad and I do expect a lot from you sometimes. I guess we'll give you a bit more money.
Yay! Now that I'll get a bit more money each month, I want to help out more. Whenever you need help with anything, like getting Cameron, just let me know so I can go get him.
I already feel like we're asking too much from you, so don't ask us for any more, alright? Anyway, thank you for going to get Cameron. It's starting to get darker earlier, so make sure you come right back home after you get him. Avoid any weird-looking people, please.
Alright. The elementary school is only a few minutes away, so we'll be back very soon. And I'll carry my whistle just in case.
I think by the time you both get back to the house, I'll be getting home from work as well.
Then I'll make sure to start toasting our bread for dinner tonight.
Thank you. Once I'm home, I'll start to make dinner right away.
Anais, sorry. I'm gonna be late again today.
Sean, again with this? Tomorrow we all have plans to wake up really early with the kids and take them to the amusement park, right?
Don't worry. I'll make sure to make it home on the last bus.
We have to drive tomorrow, so are you sure you'll be alright getting that little sleep tonight?
Then, could I ask you to drive all of us to the amusement park tomorrow? On the way back home, I'll drive for us.
That's fine, I guess. Sean, I want you to start putting a little more thought into what you've been doing recently. I understand that you're busy with work and all that, but I feel like you're leaving me in charge of too many things at home.
I'm really sorry.
For the past couple of years, you've slowly started to do less and less at home, huh? The last time you had me doing things for you with the kids, I ended up giving Gwen more money to help me out.
What? Was she asking for me?
Asking for me? Come on, Sean. I want to know why we're getting her so involved in so many of the chores. I've asked you many times before to do chores yourself, and you've told her to do them for you as well. You and I are both working full-time right now, right? And we decided that if we're both going to continue to work, then we both still need to be responsible for all the chores and tasks at home. The both of us cannot be asking our kids to do some or all of our chores right now for us. They're still too young for that, and they should be focusing on playing and learning at school.
But Gwen is in 5th grade now. I think she's far better at taking care of the chores than I am now. I think by having her do all these things for myself and you, she'll be far more prepared for her future. When she has to go and live on her own. Things like that.
Gwen has already been doing far too much, so you don't need to be worried about her future now. And you're right, she's in 5th grade now, but that's only 5th grade. Don't keep using her to do your chores and paying her for that, when she needs to be focused on being a kid. She's not at the age yet where she needs to be worried about doing chores and making money from it.
I get that.
I'm having to tell you all of this because you don't get it. Also, the other day when you told me you were coming home late from work, you were out drinking, right?
What? I was working that night.
Well, one of our neighbors told me they saw you out on the streets bar hopping that night.
Drinking is another part of the job, Anise. Unlike women in the workplace, going out for drinks is very important.
Going out occasionally to drink with your coworkers isn't a problem, but please do not call that a part of working. Especially when you start using that as a way of forcing me and the kids to do more chores. I want you to start thinking about this family again as we continue to move forward.
All right already. From now on, I'll try to be home from work a little earlier.
Please do that. And another thing. At the end of this month, I have a business trip. During that time, while I'm away, you're going to be at the house every time you're not at the office, right?
Sure. You'll be gone on Friday and Saturday, right? That'll be fine. I'll make sure to come home right after I'm done with work. And on Saturday, I'll take the kids with me. We could go have fun somewhere.
And if things do become tough for you, you can always call my mom and have her take care of the kids. Are you sure you'll be alright?
I told you I'm fine. Please, just trust me a little.
I'm asking things like that right now because it's becoming harder to trust you, Sean.
While you're away on that little business trip, I'll be coming home. All right?
As long as it's the truth. When I'm home from work tomorrow, I'm going to start getting ready for my trip. Anyway, I think we're all going to be in bed by the time you get home tonight. What are you going to do for dinner?
I'll stop by somewhere and pick something up to eat.
Sounds good. I'll leave the water in the bath for you if you want to get in when you get home. Good luck with work today, and try to make it home sooner rather than later tonight. Hey, Sean? Is everything all right there?
What? Over here? Why do you ask?
I'm asking because right now there's a massive amount of rain coming through, right?
Well, I suppose it's been raining a lot this morning. But what about all this rain?
There is a lot of rain, right? I was just watching the TV in my hotel room before getting to work, and they're saying that it's going to be the biggest storm I've received in a decade. And it's looking like our area is going to be hit the worst.
Ah, well, things are fine here. The river's looking a bit wild, but I'm sure that's all fine. There's still a bit of distance between us and the river, so nothing's going to happen.
Are you sure? On the news, there are videos coming in of that river beginning to really overflow now.
I told you, everything's fine.
How are the kids?
They're playing out in the rain right now. Cameron's having a blast out there.
There are some reports of flooding beginning to happen in the area. Are you sure the house is going to be okay?
Nothing's happening here. By the way, you're going to be getting home from your trip around 8 p.m. tonight, right? How's your work been going? Is the weather pretty bad over there as well?
Right now, the weather is just fine here. There have been a few drizzles, but the weather forecast says the clouds will be out of here by noon. Right now, all the trains and buses and everything are still running. But I'm worried about how things will be around you guys. I hope that everything will be alright by the time I get back home.
I think everything will be just fine here. Just know that the three of us here will be fine as we relax and watch this storm roll through. Can't really go out anywhere right now, right?
That's true. Just make sure to keep an eye on the kids as they play outside for me. And if you guys see any signs of danger coming, then please make sure to get out of there and get to a safer place.
You really get yourself too worked up over simple things like the storm. This kind of rain is nothing. I'm sure by the time you're on your way home, nothing will have changed here.
Are you sure? Things sound really bad on the news right now, and that's why I'm a bit worried. But as long as you're all okay, then I'll be fine. I guess just continue taking care of the kids for me, please. I'll see you tonight.
Mom, what should I do? Right now things are not okay here.
Gwen, what's happened over there?
Mom, come help us! There's a bunch of water coming into the house right now. The garage and the front door are all full of water right now. I made sure to move all of our things away from them, but I don't know what else to do. I can't stop the water. The first floor is going to get all wet.
There's water coming into the house? Where's your dad? What is he doing right now?
Dad never came home last night.
What? Dad never came home?
Yes, he told me he had some work to do. But then he told me to keep it all a secret from you.
You're kidding me.
I'm sorry, Mom. He told me that he'd give me more money as long as I kept it a secret. I told him I promised to keep it a secret.
Is that what happened?
I'm so sorry, Mom. It's because of me that this house is getting really wet right now. What should I do?
You're going to be fine. Now, none of this is your fault, okay, Gwen? I'll make sure to do something about all of that so you can just calm down.
But you're not coming home right now.
I'm going to tell your grandma right now that you and your brother are still in the house, okay? And I'll make sure to call the police about this as well. Go and get your brother right now, and you both go upstairs and wait in your bedroom, okay?
Okay, I'll go get him. Is there anything I should bring up with me to my room?
I just want you to make sure you bring your brother up there with you. I want you both as far away from that water as possible. So right now, you both get up to your room, please.
Okay, I'll make sure to take good care of Cameron.
Thank you, Gwen. But make sure to take care of yourself too, please. I don't want you to do anything dangerous. There will be adults coming to the house really soon to get you, so just wait for them upstairs, please.
Anais, I'm so very sorry. I want to talk with you one more time. Could you please come back to this house for me?
I have no reason to go back there.
I really did not think things would end up this way. I totally understand that I messed up and to blame for all of this. But I don't think we need to get a divorce. I don't want to.
You left both our kids at home during a bad storm and went off to be with your other woman, right? Only the first floor ended up flooding due to the rain, but things could have ended a lot more tragically for our kids. What would you have done then? How would you have taken responsibility for them getting hurt or even worse, drowning? Had the fire department not come to get them from the house, they would have been in that freezing cold house with no power all night.
I didn't think that the flood would be able to get that close to the house.
I can tell that, Sean. You weren't around to notice anything because you were at your girlfriend's apartment. So you had no clue what was happening at home.
I was thinking of heading back home that morning to go be with the kids, but I wasn't able to get there due to the roads being all flooded. I was surprised. At that time, I really wondered about what the hell I had done. I want to apologize to both Gwen and Cameron, please. Please, let me see the two of them.
Once we get this divorce, you can see them.
I told you I don't want a divorce, though.
Right now, both the kids can tell that you've done something really bad this time and no longer want to see you. I already talked with them about how you weren't their dad anymore, and they didn't seem to mind that.
Did you talk to them about how I cheated on you?
Not yet, but I'm sure Gwen is already aware of that. That kid is a real gem. She happens to be smarter than both you and I combined.
I see. She's already in the 5th grade now, huh? But from now on, I'll do better. As both a husband and a father, I'll make sure to put you all first. So please, rethink getting this divorce.
Do you have any idea what you've put the kids and I through?
I do.
If you did, then you wouldn't be asking for us to give you a second chance right now. You would understand that what you've done is terrible and cannot be forgiven by us. You lied to me and cheated as well as lied to the kids about going to work. And all of that led to both our kids being put in direct danger and almost losing their lives. Do you understand that?
But this time things really spiraled out of control on me. I did not think what I had done would cause so many issues for you all. All of our time living in that house, and there's never once been any flooding issues.
I don't care what you thought would and wouldn't happen. Had there been an adult at the house with the two of them, then things would have been a lot different. And besides, had there not been a storm and all that flooding, leaving both our little kids at home like that alone all night and into the next day is dangerous. This is why I asked you to stay home with the kids, Sean. This is why.
I'm sorry. I promise that from now on, I'll never do anything like that again.
Because there won't be a from now on for you. Not with this family, that is. Had you actually left the house for work, then I might actually be willing to forgive you somewhat. But the reason you were gone is because you were at another woman's place plowing her.
I am so sorry about that. But things between her and I aren't serious.
You think that because things weren't serious, you could do whatever you wanted? After taking a look at your phone, when you handed it to me, you had been talking to that woman for over a year now. Right now, I really want to know what all my hard work was for in this family. Doing everything for you while you got to go out and get pussy from another woman who wasn't your dang wife.
I've made sure to break up with her.
Who cares about that, Sean? You think that gives me reason to forgive you now?
That's not what I think, but I'm not going to cheat anymore. I know that what I did was terrible, and I regret it all. When I came home to the house being half flooded and not being able to find the kids, I was scared. I was afraid I just lost the both of them.
Huh? What the hell is this, Sean? Why are you trying to act like I should feel sorry for you now? You were the one that chose to go to your girlfriend's house that night and leave both our kids in danger. You can't start making yourself out to be the victim of all this as well, when you were the one that caused it all. I should be the one everyone feels bad for right now, not you. Had I never been contacted by Gwen that day, I would have trusted that you were home with them. She was scared. Probably more scared than you were. And since that day, Cameron hasn't been able to sleep on his own.
I'm so sorry.
Stop it with the apologies already. We all know you care more about your girlfriend than you do us. That's all.
You and the kids are the most important people to me! Had I known that something like this could happen, I would have never gone over to her place that night!
So you would have gone over to her house as long as everything was fine then? I see. So you really do only care about her unless things start to get dicey and you're worried about your wife and kids leaving you, right? I'm tired of all your stupid excuses, Sean.
I'm sorry. But from now on, I'll only be thinking about you and the kids. So please, don't leave me!
Listen, Sean, what you did that time with the kids was a major problem and cannot be forgiven. But you having cheated on me is the reason I want this divorce. Do you understand that? The reason things have ended up this way is because you have cared more about that woman than the three of your immediate family members. I know that for a fact, and you should too.
I really messed up badly this time. Please forgive me for that. I will never cheat on you again.
You have shown me that you only try to care about the family when it will benefit yourself. Besides that, you don't really care to have any of us around you. Whenever you make promises to us, you break them, and you do that because you only care about what you want to do. You won't do all of that anymore, so you expect me to forgive you now? Bullcrap. I would like you to think that this divorce is something you helped make.
No way! Having all of you leave my house like that, I still have a loan to pay off. Having the both of us working this whole time made paying it off a whole lot easier for me. You can't leave like this.
Huh? Is it okay to be talking about that loan of yours right now? I knew it. You only care about yourself and nothing else. It's because of the choices you've made that this divorce is happening.
Wait, I'm sorry about that. I'm just really freaking out right now is all. That's not what I wanted to say. It's just what I've been thinking is all. I'm sorry.
Shut the hell up, Sean. I am the one that's freaking out right now, you idiot. But I've made sure not to act out like you because I know better than to act like a selfish child right now. Do you have any idea how much pain I am in right now? How much anger I am having to hold back on after being cheated on, learning that my kids almost died and that they left them here to die as their father? You know dang well you have no right to moan about yourself right now. So shut the hell up and let's get on with this.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Apologize all you want, but it's not going to change anything. I had been warning you about things like this all along, yet you never bothered to heed any of them. If it really takes losing your family as a father to learn just how important we all were to you, then perhaps you should have never had a family to begin with. There is no way I'll ever be able to trust you again. So go ahead and continue thinking about nothing but yourself and do whatever you'd like. From that, Sean and I had a few more talks before the divorce was finally decided on by the both of us. I was able to get both a settlement from him and child support until my kids are both 18. So there's nothing left I need from him. As for the woman he'd been cheating on me with, she happened to be a partner to the company he worked in. She had been going out with him as a sort of informal agreement to keep doing business with him and the company, but after he broke up with her, she went crazy and told his company she'd no longer work with him. This then led to the company going off on Sean for what he'd been doing, and soon everyone in the office learned about what had happened to him. As of right now, Sean is not able to converse with anyone within the company, nor outside of it, as they've all told him how much they despise him for what he'd done. So he's stuck sitting in his empty house most days, doing nothing more than wasting his time away while thinking about that loan he has to pay off. He did start asking to see his kids at least once a month, just to see how they were doing. I agreed to that as long as he no longer did anything stupid around them, like losing his job at that company or going out with another woman in front of them. But of course, after one attempt at letting him see the kids, he made some stupid comment to me, and that ended any chance of him ever getting to see them again. They're going to grow up knowing that their father was an idiot. And I hope that Sean is aware of that, as he learns to regret all of the things he's done to hurt us. As for the kids and myself, we all moved into a house close to my parents' house outside of the city. Until Cameron, my youngest, gets into middle school, I'm going to be having my parents come over here to care for them while I'm at work. I'm sure this might bother my parents some and take a lot of their time away, but I want to make sure that my kids are being cared for. And to make sure that my daughter doesn't have to do as many chores and tasks as she was left with before, I tell her that she can have fun all day by the time I get home from work, and that on weekends she can just relax or go out with her friends. I'm not sure whether I can call the way things are now as happy, but I'm sure that in terms of getting myself and my two kids, things are a lot better than they would have been with Sean around. I know that even though they're both still young, a divorce like this one will stick in their minds forever. So as they get older, I want to be there for them to support their mental health. I know it's going to be a difficult road ahead for myself as a single mother, but as long as both my kids are able to smile, I'll be just fine. I'm still a bit shocked by being cheated on and stabbed in the back by my ex, but in order to forget all about that stuff, I just need to keep moving forward.